How's it going, everyone? Today I wanted to share my thoughts on why it's still a good idea to learn Python in 2026, and why it will always be a good idea to learn Python no matter what new technology arises. Now, before we dive in, I'd just like to thank Zed for sponsoring the channel. I love using their code editor. If you feel like trying out Zed, you can find a link in the description box down below where you can download it for free. But getting back to the topic. With the rise of AI and all these new technologies, people seem to fear that the age of programming has now been replaced by prompting. If you're active on social media, then you've surely been faced with a lot of crazy posts stating that the age of programming is over. This is far from the truth. Even a basic understanding of programming will put you far above any vibe coding prompter. Every day, we're faced with posts demonstrating the capabilities of AI. But you know what they all have in common? None of them are creating anything new. Everything that has been created by AI was taken from a source. AI is literally a search engine and a summarizer for everything that has ever been done on the internet. If you want to truly create something new, you're going to need two things. The first one being creativity. And the second one is a basic understanding of how code is structured. Otherwise, you're just contributing to relabeled slop. If you prompt an AI to create an app that handles users, do you think it will take user privacy laws into account? Are you sure about that? What if it writes incredibly efficient code that exposes all the user's details? Do you think that asking the AI to check that it doesn't do that will be sufficient? Asking AI to write code is one thing, but ensuring it's doing what it says it's doing is a whole other step that this new generation of vibe coders are skipping completely. Some of these vibe coders will make enough money to easily win legal battles, but not all of them will get so lucky. This is why it's still important to be knowledgeable in the realm of programming. It saves you time, money, and having to deal with legal battles down along your career. Also, as a lot of you may know, the more code and context you provide an AI with, the longer it takes to generate a potential solution. For example, you could have a line of code in your codebase that does something trivial like list 10 numbers. I know this is a terrible example, but bear with me. Imagine your project has over 1,000 lines of code already. If you feed an AI 1,000 lines of code, that's an incredibly large amount of context that it will use to process your next request, which might even lead to context drift and other AI-related issues. And imagine all you want to do is change the following function to print 5 numbers instead of 10. Watch how easy it is for me to edit this manually. All I had to do is update the number manually. It didn't cost me any tokens, I didn't have to waste my precious internet, I didn't have to support some huge data center that's making all of our utilities skyrocket. I just had to hit a single key, and I got exactly what I wanted. This oversimplified example demonstrates the reason you need a basic understanding of programming to build anything that's not relabeled slop. And yes, you can build quality apps with AI, but it still requires creativity and an understanding of how code is structured. Because again, if you build an app using AI, who do you think is responsible for making sure the user data or sensitive information is never leaked? You are. No AI is going to take responsibility for you using its rapid code generation to build a trash app. That will be your own responsibility. Now, why Python of all languages? Well, Python is what I like to consider a human-readable language. Its strength comes from how easy it is to write code using its syntax, and all the pre-made functionality that we can use just by importing it. For example, we could use a popular library such as requests, and here we can check whether a website is reachable by grabbing a response, which will equal requests.get, and here I'm going to paste in my website, indently.io, and here we're going to print the response.status code. And as soon as we run this, if my website is still working, we should get a status code of 200. In Python, it's incredibly easy to write this functionality, and in most cases, I can write a block of code faster than I can write a prompt that describes what my block of code should do. So again, I might as well save on resources, tokens, and try to help lower the utilities by not using AI to generate anything unnecessary. And we're entering a crazy age where companies are replacing workers with AI. But who's supposed to buy their products if humans are not generating income? Do they think that AI is going to buy their products? It's ridiculous. That's just my opinion though. If corporations are deciding to replace workers with AI, I'm sure their billions of dollars spent on consumer research predicts that the losses won't affect them in any significant way. At the end of the day, you gotta find something that you enjoy doing. It doesn't matter what profession you get into, there will always be someone who will try to automate it or make it cheaper. Just like with ice cream. You can either get mass-produced ice cream, or you can get artisanal ice cream made by some local Italian guy. Some people will pay the extra buck for the human-made ice cream because it's a premium experience made by Luigi, who says "Ciao Bella" to all the ladies each time they pass by his ice cream shop. It's a genuine human and artisanal experience that a lot of people enjoy. If you're still on the fence about learning Python, just do it. It's all about solving problems, and this will transfer to other areas in your life. You'll learn the importance of reusability and the importance of thinking ahead of time to avoid future problems. But I'd love to hear your thoughts about all of this in the comment section down below. Do you think programming will still be relevant in 20 years? Let me know in the comment section down below. But otherwise, with all that being said, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.